Corey Dillon is coming off a record 278 yards last week against Denver, and the Cleveland Browns have to figure out a way to stop him.
Well, the key for the Browns today begins and ends with stopping Corey Dillon. What does Corey Dillon do? He does a great job committing to the strong side. This allows the defense to think he's going the strong side. They flow away. Then Dillon cuts back, one of the great cutback runners in the league. He's so strong. Watch him run through arm tackles. They've got to stay at home, the defense for the Cleveland Browns today, and not let Corey Dillon cut.
His tight ends get some confidence with some completions.
Peter Warrick in motion. Here's Corey Dillon on first down. And Dillon bottled up, but finds a few yards up the middle. Marty Moore with the tackle. The other. Corey Dillon once again over the left side and gets to midfield. And already as Percy Ellsworth takes him down, it's a gain of 12. And last week against Denver, Corey Dillon had 5 runs of 30 yards or more.
Look at that average, 12.6. That is so phenomenal. You always hear about 3 yards in a cloud of dust. How about 12.5 yards in the cloud of dust? And a lot of those yards last week from cutbacks. His 2 runs thus far today, he stayed on the strong side and just made something happen.
Football, Cleveland, Ohio, and how appropriate. In Cleveland, Elvis is in the building. First down from the 20. Corey Dillon breaks it back, and he gets to the...
He's supposed to let that set up for another second or two.
Corey Dillon makes a first man miss. Stiff arm, out of bounds. Wow. Is he a sweet-looking runner? And flags on the play.
And Corey Dillon made that happen, but I think you're going to get a hold outside versus Ron Dugan's a wide receiver.
For the holding penalty.
And watch the Corey Dillon stiff arm right here, Gus. You see him break outside, bang, right in the face. Dalen McCutcheon, who's one of the best tacklers on the Browns. And that is just power and strength coming right at you.
Head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. First and 10 from the 43. Smith, a handoff. Corey Dillon looking, breaks a tackle, and Dillon stumbles to the 40-yard line. Marquise Smith. And Dick LeBeau kind of reminds you of a Clint Eastwood kind of character. He's quiet, but he speaks with authority.
Yeah, very soft-spoken. And when he talks, people listen, just like the old E.F. Hutton. And the old self-tackle trick could have got into the end zone.
Corey Dillon breaks it outside. One man to beat, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 11. So Corey Dillon last week had 58 yards rushing in the first quarter. This week has 35.
Rashidi Barnes meet Corey Dillon's stiff arm. Watch his head. Bang. Get back. Corey Dillon. That is a powerful weapon he's got there. That free arm. He does a great job, not only on the stiff arm, Gus. You're going to see him running through holes, knocking guys' arms down at leg level.
Second and 4 from the 5. And this is Dillon looking for the end zone. Lowers his shoulder and is knocked out of bounds at the 1. Marquise Smith with the stop. Dillon delivering a blow at the end of the hit.
And delivering a blow, but watch Marquise Smith. He keeps him out of the end zone. That's a big tackle right there. I thought Corey Dillon was going to be in. Marquise Smith, you see him make contact, upper body, wrap his arms, and knock Corey Dillon out of bounds. That's a big tackle because Dillon was smelling pay dirt right there.
John Jackson has an injured right hamstring. They're tending to him right now. Rod Jones in at left tackle. The handoff, Dillon. Submarines, and I don't think he got over the line. But he did get a first down.
And Gus, just coming out of the backfield, watch Corey Dillon. He's going to slip before he gets the handoff, loses his momentum, slides down right there. You see him just have great balance even to be able to stand up and get that handoff. He's not going to be in. And I think the difference was that slip on that uncut, slow grass we got down here.
9 carries, 49 yards for Dillon.
Now, how about a little play action right here? Everybody thinks Corey Dillon's getting the ball. How about a little play action to one of your tight ends?
Why?
Because no one will be there.
They don't need it. Touchdown.
You're right.
Corey Dillon walks into the end zone.
I think I could have walked in on that one.
And the Cincinnati Bengals take the early lead.
And that wasn't Corey Dillon, Gus. That's the left side of the line. Marco Battaglia, Rod Jones just stuffing it. Watch Nick Williams turn the defender inside. There's nobody there. Like I said, I could have got in. You know what? Maybe even you could have got in.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you from Cleveland. And this Corey Dillon, he is an amazing runner. Some people compare him to Walter Payton. Some people compare him to Jim Brown.
Well, he's got that big size, he's got strength, he's got speed, and he really makes some things happen. But you got to give some credit to his offensive line. You saw that last touchdown. His offensive line is moving some guys around out there, creating some big holes.
Dillon on the bench right now said he learned how to run, how to play football, how to be aggressive from his two older brothers. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Bengals. They fake the reverse, the inside handoff to Dillon. And Corey Dillon gets to the 39-yard line. Almost broke that one. Wally Rayner held on to a shoestring. A gain of 9.
And you know, Corey Dillon's got speed and power, but Mike Ditka on the NFL Today this morning talked about bad tackling across the league. Look at that chance you got right there. Make some tackles. Got to make some things happen. You get a guy 2 yards deep in the backfield, wrap up, make the tackle.
Second down and 1. Draw play, Dillon. First down and some. All the way up to midfield. And Dillon, last year in 2 games, rushed for 360 yards versus the Browns. But in the first game of the season against Cleveland, he was held to 41 yards rushing. He's already well over that.
And watch Corey Dillon dance. He gets little left, little right, little shake, and he's running right by people. He sees the whole field, Gus, when he's getting the handoff. He knows.
Line of scrimmage. Corey Dillon trots back into the game. And Brandon Bennett takes a seat. And Corey Dillon, 12 carries, 70 yards, averaging close to 6 yards per run.
And that's huge until you compare it to last week where he's averaging 12.
Exactly. And 278 yards rushing last week against the Denver Broncos. Second and 10 from the 30. We're not sure. He remains in the game, however. Third down and short. Dillon for the first. He has it. Breaks 2 tackles. Look at Corey Dillon. Unbelievable, down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 25 yards.
Wow, that was very impressive. And watch the first hit. With Corey Dillon, you have to have the first hit stun him and get everybody else to jump up and wrap up. Here's some shots. Bang, right there, Marquise Smith. Nowhere. Bounces right off. Look at Corey Dillon seeing the whole field downfield. In and out, making cornerbacks and safeties miss.
This time it's Brandon bounce and the clock running down, and that should be it. So Corey Dillon, a huge first half, 13 carries, 95 yards, more yards this week in the first half than last week during his record-breaking run. 7-0 our score. Coming up, Jim Nantz and company. After a great player with the Detroit Lions, played 14 years, was a Pro Bowler, All-Pro. Finally getting his opportunity to be a head coach. Picked up his first win last week against Denver. Second and 9 from the 45. Dillon and a steam, and Dillon chopped down at the 43-yard line. Earl Little with the tackle, and that was a touchdown saving tackle.
And that was right. You're going to see Earl Little come in from the left side of your screen. Just a shot right here, bang, right at the knee, ankle, and just trips up Corey Dillon. Actually crosses his one leg behind the other, and he trips because there was nobody there.
Dillon again. This time strung out nicely by the Cleveland defense. Keith McKenzie in on the play. We have an update on Marquise Smith. He has an abdominal bruise, so his return is questionable.
And you talked about Dick LeBeau and Bruce Coslett and the difference. And I think Bruce Coslett's a good coach, but I think Bruce Coslett was a good coach for a veteran team. This is a very
6-6 in Baltimore. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
All right, Jim, the last time the Ravens scored a touchdown was against the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's when they ran up the score on the Bengals. Bruce Coslett the next day resigned. So karma is something. Since doing that, they haven't scored, Brent.
Yeah, well, we talked about sometimes what goes around comes around in this game, and Brian Billick is learning the hard way. But how about
Stewart and Hines Ward? Hines Ward, he's not big, he's not fast, he's just a good football player. Like this guy, Corey Dillon.
Except today, he's big and fast.
Yes, he is. Corey Dillon today, 116 yards, more than the entire Browns. Smith, play action, dumps it away. And a flag on the play. So the scoring drive for the Browns, 8 plays covering 61 yards, and an 18-yard field goal.
Nice drive, just tightened up there at the end. Got to try to run off tackle.
1st and 10 from the 38 for Smith. They hand it to Corey Dillon. And Dillon. I tell you what, those holes open up at the last moment, and Dillon almost got through that one.
Yeah, that left side of the line, Rod Jones, Matt O'Dwyer, they're making some things happen. Marty Moore wasn't there to just grab his jersey. Corey Dillon was off to the races again, and so close. And you got to credit the Browns. Dillon's making some yards, but they still haven't had that big one hit him yet.
2nd and 4. Dillon again. And Dillon. Keith McKenzie got to him, couldn't hold on, and finally, number 95, Jameer Miller, comes up and cleans up the play.
Watch the penetration. Keith McKenzie getting into the backfield right now. Jameer Miller ready to clean it up. Number 90 right there. You see him hold on. Look at the strength of Corey Dillon. He was still getting out of it till Jameer Miller wrapped him up.
So a couple of records being set this past week. Let's take a look. Gary Anderson, 2004 points. Corey Dillon's 278 yards, and Al Grove's team scoring 30 points in the 4th quarter and defeating the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, Corey Dillon, tough run, gets to midfield, tackled by Marquise Smith. A gain of 11.
You got to be really tough versus Corey Dillon in the 4th quarter, because that's when he gets stronger. He had a lot of yards last week versus the Broncos in the 4th quarter. Dick LeBeau's really worked on the conditioning of this team. That was one of the changes he made when he came in for Bruce Coslett. They started running sprints after practice. He said, I'm not.
Brandon Bennett. Oh, Walter Payton. He set the record in '77 against Minnesota, and sweetness was truly sweet that day. However, he did carry the ball 40 times for 275. Different story for Corey Dillon. Last week, 22 carries, 278.
Well, I never get tired of watching Walter Payton run.
Never. Hand off to Brandon Bennett. .47 to go in the 4th quarter. 10-3 Cincinnati. The Bengals driving once again. And how about the game the week after the record? Walter Payton had 137 yards. Dillon's closing in on him there as well. Right now, though, on the sideline, 3rd and 4. Akili Smith. Incomplete. Flag on the play, though. In the 2nd, throws his receiver. Tony McGee, the intended receiver. So now Corey Dillon, to keep you updated, has now tied Walter Payton for the 3rd greatest back-to-back performances in the league's history. 134 yards today. And the ball caught at the 9-yard line by Dennis Northcutt, a 27-yard punt. 10-3.
Holding in the end zone, automatic safety.
And they're having some fun with a poor Bengal.
Unfortunately, if we could figure out what a Brown was, they'd be tossing that around today.
First and 10 from the 48. Corey Dillon gets inside Cleveland territory, stopped by Keith McKenzie. 8:05 and counting.
And that 2 points really hurts Cleveland, because you're 9 down. So even if you end up scoring a touchdown and making that 2-point conversion, you're still 2 scores away from being back. During the season, aggressive management, lock up your players. Corey Dillon right now, you'd have to say, is the Bengals franchise.
A lot of teams need a running back of Dillon's caliber. Let's take a look at the upcoming games for the Bengals. You don't think they'll lose in the month of November?
Well,
Baltimore at home, and that'll be a grudge match. At Dallas, at New England, then Pittsburgh at home on the 26th.
I think they've got a shot to be in every one of those games if they stick to their game plan, run it, and tough, hard-nosed defense.
They punt it away. This one headed for the end zone. And it would be a touchback. The third greatest 2-week stretch in NFL history. Corey Dillon, 415 yards rushing. And I believe he's going to take the next 213 off. Dillon today, 137 yards rushing on 27 carries, 1 touchdown. And he's been in and out of the game. The young man from Seattle. First down from the 20. Spurgeon win. Quick strike, nice throw. And it's caught by Kevin Johnson. Again. 2nd and 10. Win. In trouble. And he goes down. They blitz him from the backside. 2nd sack of the day. And this time it's Fuller. And Pittsburgh has defeated Baltimore today. Third down and 20. Wynn fires it. Incomplete. And they will have one more chance here with 1:11 to go.
And Spurgeon Wynn has hung in and taken some shots. And that's what you do at the end of the game. You know the blitz is coming. They came from his blind side the last time. But Gus, he's shown some composure here in the pocket. I like his arm. He doesn't seem to be rattled.
4th down and 20. They need to get to the 46 for a first down. Went out of the shotgun, down the seam, incomplete. And that may do it. Corey Dillon breathes a sigh of relief on the sideline. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed for win number 2. It's been a while since Cincinnati has won 2 straight games. Well, Coach LeBeau congratulating some of the guys coming off the field. He's the strong, silent type. But when he does speak, you listen to him.
He's done a great job coming in and making some changes. Guys know if they aren't performing on the field, they're going to be on the bench. He's got 3 or 4 starters from 3 or 4 weeks ago out with new players in. You got to make something happen on game day.
So the clock starts to run. Headsets off for Chris Palmer, back to the drawing board, and it doesn't get any easier. They have the New York Giants next week. 27 carries, 137 for Dillon. Second win in a row. Second career win for Dick LeBeau. Keely Smith takes a knee. Your final thoughts?
Well, I think it's going to be a long year for the Browns. Too many injuries. The Bengals, attitudes change. They've got some confidence. Watch out. They're going to surprise a few people here in the second half of the season.
So Dick LeBeau trots off the field. And Corey Dillon, another big-time performance. And the Bengals have defeated the Cleveland Browns. So for Brent Jones, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long for Cleveland. 12-3 the final score. Cincinnati over the Browns.